Are you looking for a flexible work from home job? Maybe so flexible that you don't have a set schedule, like you don't know if you're gonna have the same amount of time every single week, and you just wanna be able to make your schedule as you go and it fit with your life. Are you looking for part-time hours or maybe even full-time hours? And maybe you already have a job, but you want to supplement your income and you wanna do it from the convenience of home. If all of those things sound good, okay, then you're gonna wanna hear about today's company that I'm sharing. They have several seasonal work from home opportunities that you can apply to right now. And I'm actually gonna show you those opportunities, plus walk you through the process to getting started with them. And this company is none other than Working Solutions. So if you're not familiar with them, you will be familiar before I get through with this video today. And you'll see why you wanna get started with Working Solutions. So get excited, buckle up. We're about to go on a ride and I'm gonna take you inside my computer. We're gonna go check out their website and I'm gonna walk you through the application process. But first things first, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you tap that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of these hot work from home jobs and information. I post every single weekday. And if you want to work from home, this really is the place to be. So once you've taken care of that business, we'll be ready to jump in. All right, so we are looking at my screen. We're in my computer together and we are at jobs.workingsolutions.com. And I want to start off on this page because this is where you can gather a lot of information, learn about the company, and see if they really are a good fit for you. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see that you can learn more details about them. And we also see that we can look at their opportunities. We're going to look at that in just a moment, but I do want to point these things out. So they are caring, they have a great culture, you can work from home and be your own boss. They also have some videos from agents and you can hear it from people who are actually working solution agents and hear from them about their own experience. And they have this very helpful pay scale. So they're using it based off of $15 per hour. Their average position pays about $19 per hour. It can get up to that amount. But let's say you're making $15 per hour. Well, if you have maybe, I don't know, 3 hours a day, let's just say, you're working after your current job or between, when your kids are gonna be asleep or doing sports or something, and maybe you have 5 days a week. That's an extra $225 every single week. That's really good money, okay? And you can see how that starts to add up. And I'm pretty sure you're thinking about, ooh, that's a whole trip to the grocery store. So this is a very helpful tool. And then if you scroll down, they have more videos, more information for you, and this is all awesome. So I'm gonna now go to the Start Here section because this is where we can learn the process on how to apply, and that's what we want to do. So I'm going to click on how to apply, and we are at jobs.workingsolutions.com. And when you get here, you're going to see in the top corner the opportunities button, and we're going to check that out because that's where you'll see their available opportunities that you may want to apply to. But before we do that, I do want to show you on this page, they have some helpful information that you'll definitely want to look at, and we're going to take a look at it together. So they have a frequently asked questions section, which you want to take a look at because if there are any questions that maybe I don't address in this video or you just can't get answers to, this frequently asked questions section will likely answer your question. And then they also have helpful information about what you need from a tech standpoint. They tell you that you'll need a USB headset, high-speed internet. They tell you what your internet speed needs to be. You'll need a quiet office space, and you'll need an up-to-date computer that runs at least Windows 10 or Windows 10 Pro, and then you'll need a webcam. So these are all standard pieces of equipment when it comes to getting started working from home. So you'll need to bring your own equipment for these opportunities since you'll be a contractor and they bring you the opportunities. So you bring a little bit of something, Working Solutions brings a little bit of something, and you can make it happen. So they also show you the steps to getting started, which I'm also going to show you today, but it's so easy. And you can see at a glance, step 1, you're going to create a candidate profile, which takes about 5 minutes. Step 2, you're going to take the assessments, carve out 30 minutes. And then if you're someone who likes to mull around and think about things, maybe even 45 minutes just to be on the safe side. I'm a slow test taker, but I always got good grades. And then step 3, you want to access their applicant portal. And so what's going to happen is you're going to take the assessment. When it's all said and done, you're going to need to watch your email, because within 24 hours, they're going to send you an email. And that email is going to let you know if you pass the assessment. And if you pass the assessment, which is a good thing, that email will give you that information plus information on how to access their online portal called Vine. And that's necessary to complete the application process. So once you're on their platform, your next step is you're going to need to install and run a technology scan. And this is going to verify if your equipment meets their specs. And then after that, you're going to go to that client program that you want to do, and you're going to finish filling out the application for it. So you're not done after the tech scan. You still have this last step of finishing applying to that client program. And after you've finished applying to that program, what you can expect is an interview invitation. And then once you've interviewed and everything's good to go, you'll have your training start date. It really is that simple. And I'll just tell you guys my personal 2 cents. I like the fact that so much of the process is really in my court. So like if I want to get started with Working Solutions and I want to make sure that I am like good to go and I can choose from stuff, I just really need to take the assessment seriously, because that's a make or break thing for you to move on to those next steps that I just showed you. So let's actually take a look at the frequently asked questions section, and then I'm going to show you all of their open opportunities. So their frequently asked questions are listed here, and they have information about what it is to be an independent contractor. It's different than being an employee, and some of the perks that come with being an independent contractor is the perk of having a flexible schedule that you're more in control of. So they have a lot of information about that. And one thing that folks tend to ask about, are there any fees to get started? There are some 1099 companies out there that require you to pay up front before you can even take the training and then start making money. But not the case with Working Solutions. You can see right here, there is no fee to get started. And I'll let you know, just between me and you, some of their opportunities actually give you a stipend at the end of the training period. So the training sometimes will give you money. But just go into it thinking, I'm not going to start making money until I am servicing. And that's a good thing, because you're not putting anything up and they're not putting anything up until you know for sure that you want to do this, you're done with training, and you're actually servicing the client. So to me, I feel like it's an even trade-off, and you actually stand to gain more because it's so flexible. And so they also have information about where you can work. With flexibility, I know sometimes we have thoughts of being able to go all around the world with our jobs, but they do tell us here that all of their customer care pros work from home as long as they are located in one of their acceptable locations. So this is a home-based role that you'll need to do out of your home office. But other than that, the flexibility is still there. And so they also let you know that you are allowed to do this in the US, except there are some states that you can't do this in. You can't do this if you're in California, New York, Pennsylvania, or Washington. But if you're in any of the other states, you're good to go. And they also hire in Canada. So if you're a little more north, then you may be eligible for this if you're based in Canada. So that's just some of the highlights of the frequently asked questions that I wanted to point out. And then under computer requirements, this is where you can see more information about their tech requirements. They let you know exactly what you need. And this is important because remember, part of the application process is that tech scan. So you got to pass the tech scan to be able to move forward and service the client and make money. Well, they let us know again that you can use Windows 10, Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Pro for workstations, Windows 11 Home Pro, or Windows 11 Pro for workstations. All of those are acceptable. And then they tell us what's not acceptable. So you can't use any sort of tablet-based or convertible personal computer type thing. So no Microsoft Surface, Surface Book, or Chromebooks. Now, you can't do this on your mobile phone. However, for two-factor authentication, you may need another device like your phone so that you can authenticate and move forward in accessing your systems. So you just can't work primarily or period from them. You would just need your phone to do the two-factor. And then they also get into more details here, which are very helpful. And you want to just make sure that you are checking off all of these boxes. So come here and check them out in their tech scan. And then they also mention in the network requirements what is approved and not approved for your internet. So you can use cable, fiber optic, or DSL. And then it says bandwidth, download speed 10 Mbps or higher, or your upload speed 3 Mbps or higher. Now for folks that are like, my head is spinning, I don't understand any of that. All you have to do is just call your cable company, your cable internet, mine's all together. And you would just say, hey, I need to make sure that I have the package that meets this type of bandwidth, and they will hook you up. So you don't even have to be super tech savvy to make sure you're good on that. And then they talk about Ethernet only. You cannot use wireless connections. It does not work. So you need to have your Ethernet cord plugged up to your computer, and that Ethernet cord on the other end is plugged up to your modem or your router. And that way you have a secure, steady connection. And so this is a very important section to go through, and I would look through this to make sure that I am checking off all of the boxes. And they also have this independent contractor versus employee comparison chart. This is very helpful if you're new to the whole 1099 independent contractor world. It gives you a good comparison so that you can get an idea about what to expect. If you've always been employed W-2 status your whole life, it's a little different. Not bad, but there are some differences. So this chart will go over all of those differences for you, and I think it's going to be really helpful. So now, we are ready to select the opportunities button at the top right on the jobs.workingsolutions.com page, and let's see what they have available. So it says join the woohoo crew. And y'all, I have to pause and give you some information, okay? Working Solutions, because they work with different companies and help them with their customer service, tech support, sales, travel agent, you name it type work, they always get new opportunities. So you could come here today, and then you could come here tomorrow, and you could come here next week, and the opportunities would be different every single time. So that's the variety that you get with Working Solutions. And if you're someone who doesn't like to do the same thing all the time, or you like variety because it's the spice of life, you get variety with what they offer. So at the moment right now, and like I said, this could be different when you're taking a look at it, they are currently hiring for a tech support pet GPS app position. This is great for pet and dog lovers. They also have educational sales rep positions open, and they are always updating this. Last time I checked it, they had a healthcare position, and they also had a travel agent position available. So I think you get what I'm saying. They're always updating their opportunities, and you want to check them out frequently, because if you're someone who wants to maybe take on multiple clients, or if you are looking to get into a new client, they likely will have something different for you. Now, I'm just going to go into this pet GPS position just so we can take a look at what it looks like when you're looking at their lead. Now, they tell us again here, because we already know, but they don't hire in these states, okay? So you just need to make sure that you are in an approved state and you're good to apply. Now, they do tell us about the schedule. It's a flexible schedule, okay? You can set your own hours. The hours of operation for this role are 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday through Sunday. So what that means is, and this is different for every client, you want to know what their hours are, and then that will let you know what your hours can be. So if you're someone who's like, I'm looking to work really late at night, maybe this one isn't for you. But if you're like me and you like to knock out your work early in the day, then 8 a.m. is great because I have a few hours a day. I could work from 8 a.m. until noon. Maybe I take me a little lunch break. I might hit it again for another hour and then go pick up my son. So you can see how this works for you. Now, they do also list on here the minimum hours per week that you need to service the client. And this is also another area that is different from opportunity to opportunity. For this particular client, they want you to be able to service at least 20 hours per week. So perfect part-time hours. You could work 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. Or if you want to get your hours in all on the weekend, you can do that. You can make your schedule how you want to make it, just as long as you are good with the client's hours. And then for compensation, this particular lead lets us know that you can earn up to $13 to $14 per hour, but a lot of their opportunities actually go up to $19 per hour. And you'll see the different compensation for each lead. So you just want to check them out. Every job doesn't pay the exact same. You want to make sure that you're cool with the pay. And if you are, then you can continue looking at the next section, which would be like the required skills. So now the next section that we would want to look at are the required skills. So they tell you that you need to be tech savvy. We know that because we work from home. You need to understand both iOS and Android operating systems, GPS technology and device features such as Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, self-motivated and resourceful, tech savvy and avid computer user. These requirements are going to be different for each opportunity. Being that this is a tech support rep position for a pet GPS app, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now, let me tell you guys, okay, because a very helpful thing about Working Solutions, one of the reasons why I really like them and I recommend them all the time, okay, you'll see me in the comments talking about check out Working Solutions because of a few situations that people commonly have. So the first situation I'm going to talk about is people who don't have any experience. If you don't have any experience, you are still good to apply to Working Solutions as long as you can check off the boxes of the required skills. And like I said, the skills are different for each lead. And maybe you don't have any formal work experience. Maybe all you've ever done is volunteer work at your school, at your church, in your community. Those are transferable skills that allow you to also service with Working Solutions. So if you have no experience, maybe you only have volunteer experience, and only isn't a bad thing, okay? Volunteer experience is great, and you are used to working with the public, on projects, doing things, then check out Working Solutions because they have opportunities that you definitely can apply to. That's where Working Solutions is great. Maybe we didn't formally do any type of work, but you can still service for Working Solutions. So this company is great for the folks who don't have any experience. Another common scenario is folks will say, Delilah, I had to take a lot of time off, okay? I haven't worked since the pandemic. I haven't worked for a while because I was raising my kids. Maybe you were taking care of an aging parent or someone, okay? And it's been a while since you've worked. These are situations where you have gaps in your resume. Well, Working Solutions is great for that because remember, you don't need a resume. You just got to take that assessment seriously. So if you're someone who has gaps, check out Working Solutions. They don't care about your gap. They just need to make sure that you can hit those required skills. And then a third scenario that I commonly get is, Delilah, I'm retired, okay? I really don't want to do something super serious. I'm not trying to do the career thing all over again. Do you have something for me? Yes, okay. Working solutions, great for retirees who might be doing other stuff, but you still want to supplement your income. And then fourth one, okay, students, all right? And we talked about folks who want to work part-time. Students tend to work part-time, just like someone who has a full-time job works part-time. If you're a full-time student or you're a full-time employee, you're kind of in the same boat. You want part-time work. Well, Working Solutions works great for all of those folks for those different reasons. So you can see how flexible they are. And then, again, the tech and equipment requirements, you just want to make sure you check off those boxes. And that's what you want to look at when you're examining these leads and seeing, is this a client I want to service? If they are, and you're like, that sounds good to me, then you want to hit the apply now button. And that's what's going to take you to fill out your profile and then to complete the assessment and then to go through those other steps that I mentioned. Now, one other thing that I do want to point out, again, since Working Solutions does offer both seasonal and long-term positions, you don't have to worry about doing anything forever and ever. And if you want to spice things up and have variety, you also have that ability with them. So come here to their opportunity section, check out what they have for you right now, the latest and greatest for you to apply to. And if there's not something that you want to apply to right now, check back tomorrow, the day after that, and the day after that, because they are always getting new opportunities for you. So after you take the assessment, if you guys remember the steps that we saw on the how to apply page, after we have taken the assessment, we're going to wait 24 hours to receive an email that will let us know that we have passed this assessment and that we are now invited to their online portal called Vine. And that will take about 24 hours. And once we're on Vine, we're going to do a tech scan of our computer so that we can ensure that we meet all of their tech requirements. And then after we've done that, that's when we finish applying to that opportunity. So you need to select the opportunity from Vine and then finish that application. And that's where you're going to be invited to an interview and then ultimately to the training. And then of course, ultimately to servicing that client and making money from the comfort of your home. So that's how easy it is to get started. I showed you all of the steps and you really just want to be diligent when it comes to doing what you need to do. Make sure that when you sit down and you are ready to apply, you have that time carved out. And then just do your best on the assessment. I know sometimes assessments can be a little bit scary because it's like, ooh, what are they going to ask me? Did I choose the right thing? But you just want to think through those questions, answer them to the best of your ability, and you will do just fine. So let me know in the comment section below, are you going to apply to Working Solutions? And based off of the opportunities that we saw open right now, which seasonal roles are you most interested in? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want more resources, more information to help you get hired to work from home, check out my links in the description box below. I have links to my website, to my workshop, and to my resume building software if you are interested in any of those additional resources. So thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope this has been helpful and I will talk to you soon. Bye.